Hello, everybody. Welcome to North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're about to get underway in just a few minutes. We've got about another minute or two before the teams come out to play. They're still warming up as I dive on the ball here. In the middle of my transition, I got a little assist. But we'll be coming back in just a moment here in North Myrtle Beach. You're watching netcastsports.com. We're about to watch National Christian Academy and Mount Zion High School in just a moment. All right, everybody, we are ready to tip between National Christian Academy and Mount Zion High School. We're in the high school bracket here at the U.S. National Prep Basketball Championship, brought to you by North Myrtle Beach. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports, and I'm glad everybody's joining us for the third broadcast of the day as we get closer and closer to Championship Saturday. Feet inside, and I'm going to do my best to bring you up to speed on the names of the players as we get underway. Now, let me give you a little breakdown. Now, as I said, there's a prep bracket and there's a high school bracket. And normally in the high school games, you're going to see 8-minute quarters. But we're running 16-minute halves for all the games just to keep it consistent. We've got to feed inside and score, and Mount Zion High School is going to get on the board first. Deep outside shot, no good. Rebound there by number 40, Greece Lesinitsky. I'm trying to mess up his name as often as I can. Unfortunately, Greece is his nickname, so I'm going to go with it. And that's Greece the country, not Greece the fluid. In case anybody needed to know. I'm getting looks from everybody. What do you call it but a viscous fluid? Tim Bing now running the point for National Christian Academy. Now, one of the big draws here for National Christian is number 15, Christian Matthews, who is committed to Georgia Tech, and he's the player with the goggles out there on the front, guarding with the double team right now, and they're using sort of a stretch zone right now at National Christian Academy as Mount Zion works the ball around. Now, one of the great things about this tournament-style play is every game is better because these teams are the ones that are advancing through this round-robin tournament. And like any tournament in the country, the longer it goes, the less teams there are there that have lost a game, because even in round-robin, eventually teams go home unless they win. Yesterday we had National Christian Academy taking on Forest Trail. Mount Zion working the ball around. Feet inside, and Augustine Kino to the line, or it looks like they're going to call a travel. So Mount Zion had that early bucket, but so far haven't been able to. There's Matthews showing some of that speed and quickness. Gets right to the rim, but unable to finish. Now he gets the ball back. He draws the double team, finds the open man. Number 22, Muhammad Kabir, tries to keep it now. He can shoot from outside. Misses that one too strong, going the other way. Julius Griffith up and tried to loft it over Kabir unsuccessfully, but it's going to stay with Mount Zion. Mount Zion High School out of Durham, North Carolina. Three ball from Javay Lampkins. Mount Zion up early, 5-0 already on National Christian Academy. NCA played Forest Trail and they battled back and forth, but Matthews just decides to put the ball in his own hands and gets right to the basket, draws the foul. So he's got 2 points already in this one, and he's got a chance for his third. Lampkins handling the point now, dishes it off in the corner. Dante Thompson, number 12. He's being guarded by Kabir. Drives, kicks outside. There's Lampkins. A little bit of traffic, gets it over to Grease. Grease kicks it outside. Back inside to him, feed up, and scoop shot no good. Now NCA with the ball. 12:26 left to play in this one. I'm sorry, not in this one, in this half. Matthews, deep shot off the front of the rim. Kobe Rohr couldn't corral it, and Grease inside with the bucket. He's definitely looks like a collegiate big man. Mount Zion's one of those teams here in this tournament that has both a prep school and a high school team in it. Kabir driving, kicks it inside. Here's Matthews over the top, good. Christian Matthews. 4 points for Matthews here in the first half and the game. Drive, and that's going to be a foul, and I believe that's going to be called on Kobe Rohr. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports. And for those of you that have been following us, you know that's why one of the reasons we tell you to follow us is Julius Griffith's shot goes down. Is because it is often the best way to keep up with the ever-changing landscape of games that are coming up in a tournament-style play like this. It's immediate. We can get the word out to you, even at the last minute, and say, hey, here's the link. Go watch the game. Does ESPN do that? No, they don't. They don't do that. They expect you to do all the work. We're trying to help you out. NCA trails by 5. Right at 11 minutes left. There's Matthews over the top. Bang! Christian Matthews. 6 points for Matthews early. It's a hard man to stop when he get a fader like that. He's got great size. Matthews had his hand on it, but knocked away by Grease. Feet inside. Now NCA wants to run. They've got a transition opportunity. No good. Battle for the rebound. Julius Griffith comes down with it. He's driving with his left hand, dishes underneath, and finish. Score for Mount Zion. As Augustusino gets his bucket in there after the dish by Griffith. So Mount Zion comes out swinging up 11-6. Matthews dribbled between two defenders, finally corrals it, gets it back up. Matthews is a bucket getter. Leads all scorers in the game early with 8 already. We have only played 6 minutes. That ball rattles out. NCA does it. There's Kabir to Matthews with the dunk. Matthews flexing his offensive prowess already. Reese over to Lampkins. Lampkins stops, shoots from outside. That shot looked like it was off to the left as soon as it left his hand from our vantage point. Here's Matthews. One-handed pass inside. Rolls around and in and good for Kabir. After the assist by Christian Matthews. High-octane game so far, and just like that, with that shot by Kabir, now NCA has taken their first lead by 1. Battle over the rim. That's an above the rim. 3 hands on the ball. Griffiths tracks it down, gets it over to Grease. Grease shot, good. Matthews tracks down a long rebound after he misses the shot right in front of us. Behind the back pass to the outside. No good. Matthews comes crashing in there. Matthews is an incredible athlete, but I will tell you this, whoever's job it is to box him out is not doing their job. Mount Zion has retaken the lead by 1 point. 8:25 left in the first half. Tim Bing inbounds to Kabir. He scores. 4 points in the half for Kabir. Lampkins drives, kicks to the outside. No good. One-handed pass ahead, and Bing finishes off. Tim Bing with his first bucket, 2 points. Long breakout pass, and now they lead by 3. Biggest lead of the game now for National Christian. Timeout on the floor, called by Mount Zion. They don't like something, and they're going to talk it over. 7:51 and a half. You're watching USA National Prep Basketball, brought to you by North Myrtle Beach.
After the kids burn off their energy, maybe something sophisticated. A wine tasting in the sea breeze. In the meantime, maybe we kayak or go horseback riding on a wide open beach. Of course, we can always shop. Right now, just coast in beautiful North Myrtle Beach.
All right, we're back here at the J. Bryan Floyd Community Center in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Third game of the day. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. If you're just joining us, you missed some great action earlier in the day, but it's not too late. We have a great game right now. Mount Zion High School taking on National Christian Academy. Leading scorer in the game so far, no surprise, Christian Matthews, the Georgia Tech commit, with 10 points early. And his team leads by 3. Mount Zion, no slouch either. And they've got several ways they can score with some size. But right away, the ball thrown out of bounds, turnover. And National Christian Academy will have another crack on the offensive end. It's Tim Bing working. They're looking to get the ball inside, but they're not really an opportunity. Matthews. That shot is short. Mount Zion with the rebound, going the other way. Foul in the midcourt. That's Ed Oliver who drew the foul. Will be inbound over here on the side.
Checking in for National Christian, number 21, Terrence Lewis.
6:55 left to play in the first half. Neither team really establishing control early, as to be expected as you get in these later rounds. National Christian still with that 3-point lead, and they decide to call a timeout as they seem unclear about what they wanted to do on the floor. So we're going to take a break in the action.
No good. Rebound. Mount Zion. Ball out of bounds, going the other way. Checking back in the ball game, number 22, Mohammed Kabir, and number 15, Griffin, also from Mount Zion, number 30, Augustine Nalur. Long range jumper is short. No good. Long jumper is good. Number 21.
All right, we're back. 5:12 left to play. National Christian up by 5, now up by 7. My unofficial count for Kabir has 6 points, is now National Christian with a 7-point lead and 5 minutes left to go. Could be establishing a little bit of a momentum here.
Check it back in. Jermaine Lampton, number 2 from Mount Zion.
Kabir's shot is good from the free throw line and pushes his team's lead out to 8. And that looked like it's going to be goaltending on Augustine Kino. So now with Christian Matthews out of the game for National Christian, they don't really need his offense right now with the lead, and they give a chance for him to rest, and that's good. You don't want, what we saw in the previous game. Sometimes when you have a dominant scorer like we've had, they don't get a lot of minutes on the bench. They have to go the whole game, and that can really wear them out. When they're needed at the end, their legs can go. Griffith driving up, scoop shot, no good, rebounded. National Christian now, once again, chance to build on that lead. Kabir drives up over the top, no good. Feed underneath, nice feed. It was Ed Oliver who fed Terrence Lewis. some close passing. The big men were collapsing on him, and you couldn't even see. All I saw was the pass come out of nowhere and find Terrence Lewis. So darkness has descended, or is descending now outside. It probably looks a little darker on television or on screen because they have the shades down on the far side of the court now, but it's just about dusk outside, I think, here in North Myrtle Beach. Lampkin's shot hasn't really been there for him so far. There's Matthews back in the game, and nice little touch drive and finish by Ed Oliver. I really like the way Oliver just kind of eased up and got that, just did what he needed to. Just a light little touch off the backboard, got that shot in there. And we've got a full timeout on the floor. The teams are going to talk things over here in North Myrtle Beach. You're watching the USA National Prep Basketball Tournament here on Netcast Sports. You can watch all these games both live and on demand on netcastsports.com. And I'd like to remind you to follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports. I am Marcus Shockley, bringing you today's action. Tomorrow is the main event, 4 games, all championship games, starting at noon Eastern Time. So everything we're bringing you tomorrow is going to be a title game, and we're going to start at noon, and it's going to be back-to-back. So just hit Netcast Sports or follow us on Twitter. You can get the links as the teams are announced. We won't know who's in the championship sometimes, I think, even until tomorrow, as teams continue to have to play through the rest of the day. Both of these teams hoping they might make it through. Right now, National Christian Academy making their case. Up by 13 early. Mount Zion looking for some answers. Kabir. Ball came over here. I wasn't in the vicinity of that one. I've had to dive on several loose balls. I'm a hustle player. When they come over here, I grab those. I've got great hands. Grab the ball, get it to the referee. You can't have bad hands and be on press row. You take a lot of basketballs to the head. Like Bill Walton, he's taking a lot of basketballs to the head. Dante Thompson at the line for Mount Zion. His shot is good. You can really tell that National Christian is patient at this point with this lead. Up by 10, they're trying to find the right shot. Matthews with a deep shot. Ball tipped up and good. And Matthews isn't the only college player on National Christian. Oh, there's multiple college players on both teams. Awkward landing there for Kabir. He came down. I didn't look like he got twisted up, but he just kind of landed a little awkwardly. Right away, we've got a foul. 2:28 left in the half. Mount Zion still trails by 12. They need to find some offense, and they've got to find a way to stop Kabir and Matthews. Matthews has been held scoreless for a little while now. They had 10 quick points to start the game, but it's gone a little silent, choosing instead to play on the perimeter and feed inside to Kabir. Drive, and that's going to be a turnover, and it's going over to National Christian. Matthews left all alone outside. Mount Zion dodged the bullet on that one. You leave a shooter like that outside, and there was nobody within 5 to 10 feet of him. Under 2 minutes now. Mount Zion shooting touch not there right now. They've just not been able to find the range. And NCA's been able to take advantage of it every single time. So they're going to, 114 now. It looks like they're going to actually just hold it. Everybody's, we saw that earlier in the game, the last game, but it was about 50 seconds, and that was a long time. This time it looked like they were going to wait. Drive, Matthews up, scoop shot, good. Christian Matthews. Closing in on the half now. Over the top, Grease shot, no good. So NCA very patient now. No need for them to rush. They've got this lead. They're up by 14. They're up big on Mount Zion. Mount Zion's offense and shooting touch is failing them. And NCA is just basically capitalizing. Here's Matthews. Decides to pull it back out. And they're going to start things over with Tim Bing at the top. Runs off a pick, picks it back. There goes Matthews. He's going to create his own shot. No good, and that's going to do it for the half. 30-16 in favor of NCA. We'll be back after the half from North Myrtle Beach.
First half, ladies and gentlemen, USANationalPrep.com is where you can see all the tournament action and get updated. Also, NCSN
All right, we're back in action here. Second half, 30-16. National Christian Academy opened up a 14-point lead in the first half, and they're looking to build on that in the second half. But for Mount Zion, they are looking to stay alive in this USA National Prep Basketball Tournament. This is the Mount Zion High School. Mount Zion Prep, the postgrads, are also still playing, and they're playing in the other gym. I was talking to their coach, and all these coaches want to get to championship Saturday because they get live streamed again. Now, National Christian, this is the second game we've done for them. And I've got some good news about our upcoming broadcast, our last game of the day. So we have a stoppage in play, 32-16 now in favor of National Christian. Last game of the day is going to be Genesis Academy taking on Legacy Charter. We have seen Genesis already. We saw them earlier today, but Legacy, this will be the first time we're seeing them today. Christian Matthews with the free throw. I've got him down for 13. I may have missed a couple. My stats are not the official ones. We've got a timeout already on the floor. So as I said in the first half, you guys want to check out netcastsports.com. We will have 4 fantastic games tomorrow. We have one more game today. Tomorrow it's all championship all day. So what our plan is, we are going to come in, broadcast 4 title games, and then we're all going to break out and go watch some Duke and UNC basketball, because that's how we do in the South. North Carolina is all about basketball. That's the hoop state. I know we're in South Carolina, but my crew and everybody, we're all from North Carolina. And regardless of who you bowl for, it's hard to argue the best rivalry in all of sports might be Duke and UNC. You don't like to miss that. It's almost a national holiday in North Carolina and South Carolina as well. So after the break now, Mount Zion in this game quickly getting out of hand, is out of hand at this point, down by 19. Mount Zion looking to just crack 20 points. They are really struggling on the offensive end. .16 left, 35-17 now. Mount Zion with a chance to put some points on the board from the free throw line. I misspoke. That's actually, I said Mount Zion was shooting, but that was NCA. Inside now. That's a good bucket for Mount Zion. Still down though, 37-19. And, you know, Mount Zion has a size advantage, I think, inside. Now, NCA has some strength and athleticism, but their biggest player on the floor tends to be Christian Matthews, who has the ball right now, and he's more of a forward, a slasher. Feed inside and score, and things are just coming too easily. Everything clicking for NCA right now, and they have to feel good about how their offense is working. Their spacing is good, their movement is good. Here on defense, they're employing a lot of zone, and Mount Zion has not shown any ability so far in this one to shoot them out of that zone. Got a 3 seconds in the lane. And nothing going the way of Mount Zion right now as they trail by 20 points. With just over 13 left to play, they've got to figure out some way to manufacture some buckets while slowing down that offense on the NCA side. Right there, an unforced error, turnover, and then another one on the other end as Lampkin just lost the handle. So 2 unforced errors back-to-back, and it ends up with NCA. Full court press being employed now by Mount Zion as they try to speed up their number of possessions. Griffith in the backcourt, picking up Bing. Tim Bing had the ball now over to Christian Matthews. He's got a mismatch of size. He kicks it back to Kabir. And that's really a 1-2 punch that NCA is able to throw. If you take away Matthews, who's easily their most prolific scorer, Kabir is often left free, and Matthews has good passing ability. He'll turn and he'll find Kabir, and Kabir will make you pay. And that's been the story of the game so far, and it's led to a big lead. Defensive play by Lampkins, getting back like a cornerback. And that's a big 3-ball from Malcolm Cumberbatch on Mount Zion. And they desperately needed that to just stay somewhat in a reasonable amount of distance from in this game. They're in danger of getting blown out and trailed by a big margin right now. We've got an offensive foul in the back there. It's a kind of a rare call. Right now, Mount Zion will take anything they can get. Matthews drives using his great speed, gets it up, and he dumps that off to Erwin Connell, and he gets 2 points. Matthews has great speed to go along with collegiate level size. He gets that steal. End to end, he's a very high octane player. And he's being guarded by the smaller man, Lampkins. Javay Lampkins trying to pick him up.
Short jumper is good. 2.
Bing puts another bucket in and now up by 21 here in the second half. And this one has gotten away from Mount Zion as they look to make something work. And that's not a bad shot in that area, but you've got to hit that floater. Now there's a fight for the ball there, and they're going to call a foul. And a bit of a scrum there for the ball. We've got a substitution on the floor as Augustine comes back in. And there was some discussion over whether there would be any free throws taken, but that is not the case as Kabir comes over here to inbound the ball. Full court pickup as Bing tries to push, and he's got to fight against the defense to get it across half court. Up over the top. Tried to finish there. Connell tried to extend over his man, but wasn't able to finish it. Laura's first shot no good. Rebound for Mount Zion. Now we're under 10 to play, and NCAA is just looking to just keep trucking with what they've got going so far. Mount Zion shots aren't falling, and NCAA is just able to just take advantage. At this point, they've got a significant lead, and they just want to just keep doing what they're doing, find the right space and get the ball in the hand of Matthews, make him work, and if he's not able to push something off, get it off to Kabir. Find the open man, and that open man this time is Connell, and he gets the two-handed dunk. And that stretches the lead out to 23. And we have another timeout on the floor as the teams want to talk things over.
Full timeout, Mount Zion, 8:22, goal in the game.
So I think we have, I'm fairly sure we have Legacy Charter and Genesis Academy coming up next. And I hope that this is the Legacy Charter school I'm familiar with out of South Carolina. I think it is. One of my favorite players, Deshaun Leftwich, who came to the Basketball Elite Southeast Summer Showcase in North Carolina last summer. Really put on a show in the dunk contest, took home the hardware. He likes to play above the rim. Very quick, fast scoring player. And they have several players like Deshaun Smith. There's another one that I like. Nicholas Claxton is a big 6'10 player. So they've got some guys, and Genesis, of course, does as well. So it should be a good matchup. Unfortunately for this one, right now it looks like Mount Zion's going to have to come up with some new wrinkles. But there's still quite a bit of time left. You know, stranger things have happened. I've seen teams come back in this kind of game pretty quickly. Their shots haven't been falling, but a few three balls, and that's why they call it the great equalizer. So let's stay tuned and see what happens. Steal on the inside by NCA. And those are killers. They've had very active hands in this game as well. Foul in the backcourt there. That's problematic for NCAA, but it's not too crazy. One thing I notice about body language is that, you know, the Mount Zion guys aren't really acting too frustrated yet. There's still quite a bit of time left, but the NCAA team is very relaxed. They're kind of smiling and a little bit more bounce in their step. They've got that lead and they feel good about where they're going. And that bucket from Mount Zion came few and far between, and nice defensive play by Julius Griffith, and give him proper credit after that. Chased the guy down, didn't give up on the play, slapped the ball away without getting a foul call, and that was really nice. And so Mount Zion, you know, they don't right now. I'm not seeing anybody hang their heads or anything like that. They've got a big hole to climb out of, but they can still climb back in this if they just stay focused. And Matthews' shot doesn't fall. Mount Zion, they need some points, especially here in transition, before NCAA can set up, and bang! That is one of the kind of points they need. Three points right there, and NCAA, they do not like that. The head coach is calling a timeout right away. He didn't like that transition play. He didn't like the sloppy play on that end, so we're going to take a break while the teams talk it over. All right, we're back. Just about 8 minutes left to go. Mount Zion had a quick 3-ball. Now a steal. And just like I said, a couple of quick buckets and they could get right back into this game, and they need them. NCA collapsing feed, inside finish. Boom, that's exactly what they needed now. Another bucket, and he's going to the line. Augustine Nino, the big man. I've got him down for 5 unofficially, but here he's got a chance at the line for an old-fashioned three-point play. Now there's still a long way to go here. They're down by 16. But, you know, they scored 5 quick, and they've cut that lead, and now 6 points in that pressure. They're wanting to cut this game. It seems to be working a little bit. And the Mount Zion coach and their benches are into this game, and that's a tough call. Oh, count the bucket. Christian Matthews, and he's going to the line. So that deflates the bench on Mount Zion, at least momentarily. Because they had become very animated and back into this game and had a couple of quick, nice plays. Matthews just went down and took it right back at them. I've got Matthews down for 17 unofficially. I mean, he's just a bucket machine. And you know, in this game, it's important to point out he hasn't needed to do a lot outside of the offense. Because they've had this lead, he's been a facilitator many times. His team leads by 18 now. And they've got the ball. Tim Bing feeds it. Reverse. And another two-hand jam for Connell. Julius Griffith. Mount Zion working the ball around. Another 3-ball. Malcolm Cumberbatch. They needed some of that in the first half. Those shots were not falling. And they still trail by 17. So NCA, they're in no hurry, nor should they be. Now Mount Zion, a transition to a nice dish. Oh, that was a beautiful pass by Cumberbatch to Augustino at full speed. They need a few more of those plays. And just like that, NCA, they don't like how things are going. You know, it's a big lead. It's really hard to say that with 6 minutes left that NCA suddenly feels like the wheels are coming off. But, you know, you just have this feeling of momentum where suddenly Mount Zion is just sort of building this steamroller of trying to get back into the game, and they've had some success. So 6 minutes, if that was to continue, 6 minutes would melt away pretty quickly. And we're back here after the break, after the timeout. Feed inside, and that's going to be a foul on Mount Zion. 5:51 left in this one. You're watching the USA National Prep Basketball Championships. Tomorrow is Championship Saturday. 4 games, all championship matchups. One more shot coming. Julius Griffith. Oh, play of opportunity by JaVale Lampkins, and he got his hand on it. No foul call, but he wasn't able to corral that steal. Wow, that was just a nasty crossover at full speed for a player that size. And he got right to the rim. Christian Matthews continuing to just pour in buckets, pour in offense. Griffith's shot is short. Kabir with the rebound. Good ball movement from NCA. Scoop shot, no good. Tried to do a little reverse double-handed layup behind his back. Lampkins on the break. NCA gets back. So no opportunity, but Lampkins decided to take the three, and boom! Lampkins with the three, cuts the lead to 12. So all of a sudden, Mount Zion slowly finding their shooting touch, but Christian Matthews just comes down and says, oh yeah, well here's my 20th and 21st point. Lampkins outside, Cumberbatch, bang, Cumberbatch. And all of a sudden now this is an 11-point lead. They were trying to get it under double digits. Matthews says, I can do that. Nope, can't do it. Mount Zion with the rebound. I think Matthews just let it get away from him a little bit. Matthews let it get away from him just a little bit. I think he sort of felt like there was a back and forth challenge and he should have just waited. They still have this lead. Grease comes back into the game for Mount Zion, as does Dante Thompson. And we have another timeout on the floor. 11-point lead. And Mount Zion continues to try to make a game of this with 4 minutes left to go. Here from North Myrtle Beach. And we'll be back in just a moment. And we're back, 4:02 left to play. Here's Christian Matthews using that speed. Gets it up, kicks it over to Tim Bing. Bing being picked up by JaVale Lampkins, who had that big three just moments ago. Mount Zion desperately looking to get a stop and get a chance to cut into this lead, and they do get the stop they wanted. Malcolm Cumberbatch, he's had a couple of big threes here in this second half. And there's Lampkins. Boom! The Cumberbatch and Lampkin show has suddenly erupted here at the J. Brian Floyd Community Center. And now they've cut that lead to 8, which was once 21 points, maybe 24. Now down to 8. Mount Zion has come storming back. They now have it under 10. They need another defensive stop, though. Battle inside, and that's going to be a foul call on Augustine. So that's momentarily going to stop the Mount Zion momentum, and it's going to send Kabir to the line. Muhammad Kabir, number 22. So, you know, NCAA was just sort of cruising early. Most of this game, they were just cruising and everything was going their way. Everything was clicking, and all of a sudden, Mount Zion started hitting those 3 balls. Missed shot by Kabir, rebound by Augustine. Now, I don't know if they need another 3 here. It's been working for them, but, you know, I think now they've got that lead down where they could just go with the best shot available. Oh, huge pick. Drops his man to the floor, but there's a wild shot. Oh, big block, and there's going to be a foul. That is a dicey call on Connell. Unless they are saying he got him with the body, because it looked pretty clean from where I was sitting. But no matter, 2:45, the clock is stopped, and that's probably going to be a shooting foul. Yes, it is going to be a shooting foul, and that's going to send Julius Griffith to the line. And he makes the most of it. And Griffith turns that into a good possession. And has cut the lead to 7, but now we're down to 2:39. Clock is a factor. NCAA is sort of just holding on at this point. Kabir inside, blocked by Augustine. Now break, Mount Zion, Cumberbatch wide open. Two-handed jam by Malcolm Cumberbatch. Oh my God. I did not know he could get up like that. I thought he would just, I said, hey, this is coming. This is just going to be a layup. This is just going to be a nice little guard layup, nice and safe, Jason Kidd style. No, he didn't. He just went up, two-handed jam that one, sent the crowd into a frenzy, cuts the lead to 5. 2 minutes and 20 seconds later. Now that 2 minutes and 20 seconds seems like a lot of time. That, you know, 30 seconds ago it was like, man, this clock is a problem. All of a sudden now, NCAA is over there. Everything was clicking for them. That's the thing about a game like this. Everything was clicking for NCAA. Their spacing, their ball movement, their shots were falling. Mount Zion couldn't buy a bucket. At one point trailing by 20-plus points. They've cut it to 5 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And everything is rolling for Mount Zion now. And Malcolm Cumberbatch with that breakaway slam got a little extra oomph on the jump, I think. I think it's one of my favorite dunks I've seen. I will go. So far, Mount Zion has 2 of my favorite dunks. The prep team last night with the windmill jam, and that one, the breakaway two-handed jam, just because I did not expect that guard to do that. Tim Bing in trouble. Gets it over to Matthews. Good choice by Bing. There's Matthews. He's being guarded by the smaller player. Matthews goes to his left. Oh, Matthews attempted to slam it. That would have sent everybody into a frenzy. There's a big block, and that's going to send Griffith back to the line. 155. Matthews. You know what? Probably should have just gone for the layup, but he is a gamer. And, you know, earlier I think his emotions got the better of him just in the game. I'm not saying he wasn't being argumentative or anything, but he took a 3-ball right after Mount Zion took a 3. I think it was sort of trying to answer, and right there it looked like he was going for the dunk to try to answer. And, you know, a lay-in would have sufficed. I would have loved it if it had gone down, though. So props to him for trying to get it to go down. Kabir with the rebound, so that's an empty trip now for Mount Zion. Still trailing by 5. Now we're under 2 minutes to play. 1:38 left to go. Tim Bing working with the ball. Gets it over the top to Connell. Now back to Bing. Bing looking to drive. NCA's got to remember they have a lead. They've got a 5-point lead. The ball, and it's just over a minute to play, so they don't really want to take any rush shots, and there's no shot clock. So Mount Zion, you want to make Mount Zion work. And Griffith using his length, almost walks, manages not to travel, gets it off to his teammate, and lay in Dante Thompson right over the bigger man. You got to love it. They've cut it to 3, under a minute now. Picking up full court. Griffiths is in trouble, but he gets it over to Kabir. Good poise by Kabir and Griffiths, and they get it over to Bing. And that's going to be a foul from Griffith. And he knows he fouled, but he thought he might. He almost reached it. He's got those long arms, and he almost got it. And, you know, you got to think, for the coach for Mount Zion, you're into this game, but he's got to be thinking, where were you guys in the first half? When we were getting beaten like a drum in the first half. You can't wait until the last 5 minutes of the game to suddenly play like it matters. Good free throw there. And Mount Zion, I think, is the only school here with their cheerleader squad in the building, so there's going to be some noise. That 5-point lead now looking large again with 40 seconds left. Mount Zion needs some buckets. Big shot by Lampkins. He's got 12. That cuts it to 27.9. All of a sudden, Malcolm Cumberbatch and JaVale Lampkins cannot miss. That bucket looks the size of the ocean all of a sudden. We've got a foul, and unfortunately I missed what the call was. But it's going to put Tim Bing on the line. May have been an intentional foul. Oh, he misses it. Cumberbatch. What do? Go for 2? Go for 3? Cumberbatch working his Bing. Bing trying to stay in his shirt. Lampkins and Bing. Cumberbatch with the 3. No good. Rebound, battle for it. Kabir with a huge rebound. 12 seconds left to go. Bing gets it out, and there's a foul call in the backcourt. And that's probably exactly what Mount Zion wanted to do, even though it may not look like they needed to stop that clock with 9 seconds left. So right now they're trying to find out if it's going to be 2 shots. 1 and 1 or 2 shots. I couldn't see what the 1 and 1, and that's the front end of the 1 and 1, so that makes it a 1-possession game. Huge free throw coming up for Tim Bing right here. 9.4 seconds left on the clock. You can see the risers rocking, shaking our camera. So I don't want any complaints that we're not bringing you into the game. If you're sitting at home, you could. 61-57, 2-possession game, and there's a foul. And that is an ill-advised foul. Although some people would argue there's a foul or defend. You want to put the guy at the line and then, just play back and forth and wait the game out? That's always been a discussion among many coaches, foul or defend when you get down like this. Shot's no good. You're going to shoot for 3. Oh! That's going to be 3 shots with 4.9 seconds left on the clock. Julius Griffith is going to the line. Who said this game was over? But he needs all 3 of these. Or he needs the first 2, miss the third, and then they get the rebound. And he really needs, and I'm surprised they're not bringing their other big man back in here. Oh, misses. So now he's got to hit this. What do we got here? Some discussion at the bench. A fracas erupting. This is grassroots basketball at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the reasons that I love watching this, is because this comes down. You cannot duplicate this except for maybe Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Maybe. Coming up next, we've got Legacy Charter taking on Genesis Academy in the 7:30 game. It'll be our last game of today. Tomorrow, championship Saturday. 4 games starting at noon here on Netcast Sports. This gym is rocking and rolling right now. 5 seconds on the clock. 2-point lead. 2-point lead for NCA, led by as many as, I believe, 24 earlier in the game. Led by double digits for most of the game. And then at about the 6-minute mark, we were talking about how Mount Zion might be able to come back if they just changed everything. And that's exactly what they did. So I'm going to say they took my advice. I'm a coaching genius. Whatever you were doing in the first 3 quarters of the game, just change it up. But really the answer is they started hitting those threes. Cumberbatch and JaVale Lampkins, the story of the second half. Be sure to watch the replay of this game. Whatever happens, you can watch the replay on netcastsports.com. Kabir is going to have to inbound over the size of Augustin Kino. And he's got about 3 inches on him and good length. Kabir in to Matthews, and there's a push on Griffith. That, with 1 second gone off the clock with that push, that's going to put Matthews at the line. And he could probably put this away with 2 free throws. 1 free throw, and it's still open, I think. You never count it out, but 4 seconds. It rims out. I think my heart stopped a little bit. Everybody, this standing room only. One of our cameras we actually blocked from people standing in front of it here down here. Oh, it rims out. Here we go. 2 seconds. 2, 1. Oh, he couldn't get it. He didn't get it off in time. It's no good. It's no good. The game is over. 61-59. NCA gets out with a win. Mount Zion, valiant comeback, but that's going to do it. That's going to wrap it up here for this game. Coming up next, Legacy Charter and Genesis Academy. We'll follow at Netcast Sports on Twitter. We'll announce the link. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you then.